All right, it's working now. Great. All right, let's look at what we have to accomplish today. Basically, we're just reviewing back to graphing parabolas. And I put it as 101 because it's back to the original that we learned right off the bat, which was our standard form. ax squared plus bx plus c. Okay? Yeah, I know, we've done this one before. So, let me just pull this over there a little bit, get the glare out. Yeah, okay. So the standard form, remember, helps us find our y-intercept. That's real easy to find. We know if it faces, opens up or down, happy face, sad face. That's pretty easy. We can find the axis of symmetry, which remember the axis of symmetry does what? If I have my, let's get rid of this one. You didn't see that. That never happened. All right. So if we have our parabola, this is our graph, and we just have a parabola right here. My axis of symmetry is going to do what with this parabola? Right here, is that the axis of symmetry? No. The line of symmetry? No. How about on this side? No. Tell me when to stop. Right here. Right about there.
A bit to the right.
Here.
Or there you go.
Good. So if I would have drawn this perfectly, it would split it exactly in half. Remember that axis of symmetry also shows us where each point is approximately going to be. So if this was my axis, I know that this distance here would have to be the same on the other side. You know that they're exactly the same, so sometimes you put dash marks just to show that those are the same lengths. Okay. So we find the axis of symmetry using this equation. And you'll see that this homework assignment coming up for the next 2 days is really packed with points because every aspect we go through to graph is going to be worth 1 point. So definitely complete this homework assignment. If you're falling behind on assignments from here to the end of the semester, you've got to pick it up. If you miss one of these big assignments, it actually cuts your grade quite a bit. Don't waste all the effort you've been given. All right? Keeping up. Okay. So when we're doing standard form, we're going to focus on standard form and look at each of these steps with this example problem. So I'm just going to pull it over here. And so let's look at number 1. What is, this would be 3 points right here in the homework. Find A, B, and C. What's my A value? 2. What's my B?
8.
What's my C?
4.
3 points, easy. Right? Where did I find those values? It's not 2x, it's the coefficient, the number in front. 2 is my A, -8, we take that whole sign. Is my B not the x, just that number. C is 4, okay? So, looking at that, we found A, B, and C. Now let's look and see if this is happy face, sad face. Which one's it going to be? Happy face. How did you know? A is positive, so when A is positive, it's a happy face. Okay. So we found half of this. We found the happy face part, and then the part that goes along with it is it a minimum or a maximum? So let's look at the smile here. Is this going to be a minimum or a maximum at its vertex? Minimum. Think of like a roller coaster. You're coming down, then you go up. Bonus points, you can remember the name of that point. Point of, yes, Tesla got it. Point of inflection. The point of inflection is where it goes from being decreasing to being increasing. So that's always where you find your vertex. Really all you need to note is that this right here, this is a min. Supposed to be.
Oh, it looks like the Pringles guy.
The Pringles guy? There's a Pringles guy?
Yeah, the little
Yeah,
on it. You know?
Oh.
I could pull out a Pringles.
I know Pringles. I guess I'm not a Pringles fan like you
This
guys.
guy, I like a hairy monster. A big one.
It's like a mustache. Oh, well, okay.
Oh yeah, that one looks sort of like.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm glad that we've accomplished this very important aspect. Let's keep going. We know that it is a minimum. Great.
Yeah.
Next, how about our y-intercept? What is it and how did you know? Where do we know to look for our y-intercept?
C.
C. Muy bien. C? Y-intercept. You got it. All right, we have most of our list done here. And again, for the homework, this would be 1 point for A, 1 point for B, 1 point for C. Happy face, yes. Another point. Minimum, another point. Y-intercept, another point. So then we come in here and look for the axis of symmetry. These last three, I'd say if there are harder parts, it might be these, but we can do it. Our axis of symmetry is set up just like this. X is equal to negative B over 2A. This is B, this is A. What should I put in for B? Each step isn't that hard, right? We just have to know what we're looking for. Negative 8 for B. A is 2.
Wait, didn't we already do this?
Yeah, this is a review.
Oh.
You're like, how do I know?
I wrote it on.
Genius knows without being taught. Maybe it's that or it's a review or it's both. There we go. All right, I know my axis of symmetry then. My axis of symmetry is x is equal to 2. When we graph this, I think you'll see pretty quick how this is going to come together. In fact, from this, I need one more thing, and then I can graph it. All right, what's nice about this? To find the vertex, we've already done half the work. I know that my vertex is always on the line of symmetry. So what I can do is, if I'm looking for my vertex, I know that the x value for that is 2. If you know the x value, what do you do in order to find what the y value would be? Plug it in. Right? Right? This is from the beginning of October. You guys remember it pretty well here. It's good. It's good. Oh, God. Plus 4. You see what I did? Just plugged in 2. A lot of folks are missing it right here. A lot of folks are missing this part of the problem. What do I do first?
You do the
Right. What reminds us how to do, which operation to do first?
PEMDAS.
PEMDAS is helpful. Good. Remember, PEMDAS tells us what to do first, and that's helpful because PEMDAS. Because 2 could be multiplied by 2 or it can be squared. We're going to square it first. Okay. 2 squared. 4 times 2. 8 minus 16 plus 4. I just added those. Or multiplied negative 8 times 2. All right, 12 minus 16. What do we get? Negative 4. Here's my vertex. Ooh, that's getting messy. All right, so if I need to graph this, watch how quick this goes. Watch how quick this graph goes. Make the graph. Wow, don't even look at that. Just listen to what I'm going to say. All right, first you want to graph the y-intercept. I know that's going to be on the y-axis. Where's my y-intercept? What number?
4.
4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I know my y-intercept is always my c value. My c value is 4, so right off the bat, I put 1 point on the y-axis there at 4. Okay? 1 on 4 here. We did these. I got them there. All right, next, the axis of symmetry was what? 2. 1, 2 for x. Make my line of symmetry, axis of symmetry, synonymous, same thing. Let's see. I know that it opens up, so I'm going to start to guess that it's going to kind of look like this somewhere. Right. Let's plot our vertex. 2, negative 4. Let's see. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 4, right? Negative 4 and 2. It's where those two things meet. And we'll put a little v next to that to show that that's a vertex. Okay. This last bit, we just have to remember, if something's over here, and it's on this side of the axis of symmetry, it's going to be the same distance from the axis on the other side. So how far is this point right here from the axis of symmetry?
1.
1, 2. This right here is 2. It's 2 to get to the axis of symmetry. 1, 2. So how far is the other point going to be on the other side over here?
2.
About that same distance, right? 2. Yeah. So what we have is, that makes me happy that you're saying this is easy, because that was 3 months ago, and we still have this.
Yeah.
You see? Okay, good, good, good. Here's my graph. So let's count the points again. Again. This assignment is worth a lot, but watch how much we got. 1 point, 2 point, 3 points, 4 points, 5 points, 6 points, 7 points, 8 points, 9 points. If you do one whole problem through, you get 9 points. Okay. So the homework is kind of heavy in that way because you have to do about 5 of these, but we know the process, right? All right. All right, Nessa and Juliana, good luck in the tournament. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, number 79 gets a free Kit Kat.
I'm unsubbing and waiting to
So how about subscribe on 3? 1, 2, 3.
subscribe.
That works.